Hi, my name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing a little craft slash hobbies haul. Over the last few months, I have picked up some really beautiful pieces slash supplies and cute things that all have to do with some of my favorite cozy crafts and hobbies. This is quite different to my usual content, but I thought you might be interested in seeing some of the things I picked up, and I did want to emphasize that I haven't just gone on a shopping spree or anything. That is totally not what I'm all about. But yeah, these are literally things I've been collecting and purchasing over a long amount of time, definitely since the beginning of this year. Before I get into it, I did just want to quickly say that I purchased every item I'll be talking about in this video with my own money. This video is in no way sponsored. I just thought you'd be interested to see some of the things I've collected over the last few months, and yeah, without further ado, let's get into it and let me show you some of my recent purchases. The first item I have to share with you is the one I'm most excited about. I don't often purchase things straight away, like I don't impulse purchase things ever, but this item popped up on my Instagram feed and I have never in my life just clicked through and purchased something so quickly before. It is this incredible ceramic yarn bowl. It has been made in collaboration with Cardigan Knits and Robert Gordon Pottery. Just look how cute that is. As soon as I saw it, I just had to have it. I have been looking for a yarn bowl for many years. I wanted a yarn bowl that was my style, that I want to have out on display, that I like the look of, and I never really found anything that was quite my style. But this one popped up and I've never seen a more Janelle-ish yarn bowl before in my life. I've actually got some yarn in it at the moment because I'm working on a really exciting knitting project. It is my first ever attempt at colorwork knitting. I'm so proud of it. Look at that. I've got the pattern here too. I'm actually using a vintage knitting pattern to make this design. I've changed it up a little bit. I've made sure the flowers are a little bit more spread out, and I'm actually going to be making a vest instead of a sweater like this. So yeah, I'm really excited. I think it's looking so great, and one of my biggest goals this year was to learn how to colorwork knit, and I'm so excited I'm doing it. So yeah, that brings me on to my next item, and that is the yarn I'm using. I am using some Bendigo Woolen Mills yarn for this project, and it's their new Whisper range. This yarn is so soft. I can't begin to explain how soft it is. They have brought out shades in this Whisper collection in the past, but they've always been limited edition collections, so once they're sold out, they're gone. But this year, it seems as though they've got a collection to stay. Let me show you the shades. They are just so pretty. Here is their Whisper collection. I'm in love with so many of these shades, and I want to add so many to my yarn stash. They are just so pretty, and like I said, the yarn itself is so incredibly soft. I'm completely in love with it, and they have just been so far such a joy to knit with. Next up, I have probably the most random item I'll be sharing in this video. So one of my newer hobbies that I've picked up in the last year or so has been gardening. I had so much fun growing my own vegetables over summertime, and I'm now looking at planting a whole heap of like flowers and bulbs now that it's autumn, in preparation for spring. And I really want to have a go at doing up the little garden beds that are outside my sewing studio and turn them into little rosaries or flower gardens. And so I found this pink hose at Bunnings the other day, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to have it. There weren't many left at Bunnings, so I'm not sure if they are going out of stock or not, but I'm so happy to have picked one up, and I think it's the cutest thing ever. Next up, I have this wooden hexagon frame. If you saw my 6 weeks in Europe video that I made a few months ago, I shared in that video that I've been making another cross stitch a day project, and I'm so happy to share that it is officially finished. Here it is, all done. This is a little cross stitch image from every single day of our 6-week trip in Europe. I'm so proud of it. I think it is very cute, and I really wanted to see if I could get my hands on a frame that has a little bit of character. I wanted something that wasn't generic square. I wanted something oval or hexagon, and I found the most perfect hexagon frame, and the border of the frame has this floral engravement which is just so special and just something a little bit different, and I think is going to work perfectly with the little cross stitches that I stitched from our Europe trip. So now that my cross stitch is done, the plan is now to take this and the cross stitch to a local framer and hope that they will be able to use this frame to frame my cross stitch. I haven't actually asked if I can BYO my own frame. So yeah, I don't know how that's gonna go and whether he's gonna be able to do that or not, but fingers crossed that will all work out. I love making these little cross stitch a day travel diaries. It's just such a fun part of my trip, coming up with all the little images that will represent each day. And yeah, if you're interested in seeing a little story time video once I've gotten this cross stitch framed, where I go through all the different days and what inspired the little images, let me know in the comments below and I'll potentially film a video all about it. Next, I wanted to share 2 sewing patterns that I purchased recently. They are both digital patterns, so I don't actually have any physical pattern to show you, but I'll put them on the screen now. The first one is the wavelength bag pattern by Talia Threads. If you've seen my sewing studio tour, you know I have a bit of a thing for wavy design at the moment, and this bag is no exception. I am completely in love with it. I think it's so cute. It looks as though there are 2 strap length options, so you can have either like a cute little on the shoulder handbag or a crossover body bag. Both are adorable and I'm so excited to have a go at this pattern soon. And the next pattern is one I think I mentioned in my autumn sewing plans video, and that is the Juniper dress by Tiana Herring. I am so keen to make this dress. I think it is so unlike any dress pattern I've ever seen. It's got a fully zip up front, and the zip is kind of a statement of the entire dress, but as well as that, it also has this lovely gathered elasticated waistband at the back, which just looks so comfy. There's actually a brand called, I think it's called Noble, and they have a dress and it's identical to this dress pattern, and I have fallen in love with that dress. And then when I found this sewing pattern, I was so excited because now I can have a go at making a dress almost identical. Yeah, and just very much looking forward to making this pattern hopefully next week, honestly. So stay tuned for a cozy sewing vlog of me making this pattern, because yeah, I think it's going to turn out amazing. I'm so excited. And lastly, it wouldn't be a cozy hobby haul without a little book haul. I have picked up so many great books recently and I'm so excited to read them and share them with you today. The first 2 I actually picked up from a book sale. It was just a like pretty extensive book sale that I went to a couple of months ago now, and all the profits went to my local library, so it was shopping for a good cause as well, which always feels good. I've been to a couple book sales now and they are like so overwhelming. It's really hard to like work your way through the crowds and actually get to the table and have a proper look around. But I ended up finding 2 books that I'm really excited about. The first one is one I've heard only good things about, and that is 3 Women by Lisa Tadeo. I've just only heard good things about this book. As far as I know, it's kind of like a true story about 3 different women, and the author just documents their story side by side. I'm really excited to read this, but I have heard it is quite at times a dark read, so I'm a little bit apprehensive about that, but also it's been one of those books that's been on my want to buy and want to read list for a very long time, so I was very excited to pick this one up at the book sale for like only $3 or $4. The next book I purchased from the book sale is No Hard Feelings by Genevieve Novak. Genevieve Novak, I believe, is an Australian author, and I think this book is set in Australia as well, which always intrigues me. It's also, I think, about a woman around the same age as me, and I always love reading about characters that are in their 30s. Next up, I have The Will of the Many by James Islington or Islington, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but this is the first book of a fantasy series. I was actually recommended this book by Veronica Tucker when she found out that I loved the Name of the Wind series. She was like, you need to read The Will of the Many, and I bought it only like a couple of weeks ago, and my husband Matt read it straight away and devoured it in literally like 4 days, and it's a pretty chunky book. It's a little over 600 pages and Matt read it so quickly, so that has just made me even more excited to read this book. I always like to read a fantasy in winter, so I'm gonna save this one for like June or July, and I'm so excited. And yeah, thank you Veronica if you're watching. This was such a great recommendation and I'm very excited to read it. The next book is one that I picked up recently that I've heard again lots about, and that is So Thrilled for You by Holly Bourne. This book sounds so interesting and it's popped up on my Instagram a lot and everyone just has such great things to say about it. It is about a group of friends who are all in their 30s, I think, and they're all in different phases of their life, whether it be married, single, having babies, having a great career, whatever it is, they're all kind of very different from the sound of it. But it just sounds like something I'm going to absolutely love reading about, especially because it sounds really relatable to me and my friend group in a way. I'm just so keen for that. I love reading about friend groups, and especially if they're in the same kind of like age group as me and my friends. I just think it's going to be really interesting. I'm really also hoping that there's a bit of drama. It sounds like there will be. The front says they're best friends, or so they say, which hopefully means there's going to be a bit of drama, which is always fun to read about. And then the last book I have to share is one I'm so excited to finally have my hands on, and that is The Art of Memory Collecting by Martina Calvi. This is such a gorgeous book, and it's all about being a little bit sentimental and romanticizing the everyday. Martina Calvi is like the queen of junk journaling, and she just has so many cute ideas in this book about how you can take mundane everyday things and turn them into actual like beautiful treasured keepsakes. I have been wanting this book for ages, but it is so popular it almost sells out everywhere, but I finally got my hands on a copy and I'm so excited. It is as beautiful as I was expecting it to be. I won't show you much because it's nice to like be surprised when you purchase a book like this. Here is one page that I'll show you that is just so unbelievably gorgeous. The whole book is just as stunning as this page, and that kind of leads me on to my last item that I'm going to be sharing in this video, and that is a new Moleskine journal. I'm really inspired to have a go at junk journaling now. I actually decided to go a grid journal. They're my favorite. I think they're just so much more fun than a plain blank page. I also want to start creating actual physical collages and mood boards for potential, you know, home reno plans that we have coming up and things like that. So I thought the grid layout would be good, and I actually really like the size of this. It's almost square. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit of the things I have picked up for my hobbies and crafts recently, and that it hopefully has given you some ideas for some cute gift ideas potentially for the crafty and creative person in your life. And yeah, it's been really fun to give you a bit of an update on some of my craft projects as well. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, it would really mean a lot to me if you could give it a like. And thank you so much for watching this video until the very end, and I'll see you in the next one.